He can't beat me.
You see, look at his shoes. His shoes not even tied up.
I'll beat you without shoes.
Oh my God. What is wrong with this man?
Sure, many of you guys heard the news, but if you don't know now, you know that Terence Crawford has seemingly now been stripped of his IBF Welterweight world title. Hit that like button for your boy. We on Bushido Boxing. This is where we're going to be for the remainder of 2023. Terence Crawford, Jaron Boots Ennis. We had a video earlier today talking about how Team Ennis may have to do more to pressure Crawford into fighting him. Well, it seemed like he may not have to do any pressuring at all. Now Jaron Boots Ennis has been elevated to IBF full champion. Yeah, that's right. So Jaron Boots Ennis has essentially got emailed the IBF world title, and a part of me feels like this was kind of what they was waiting on, right? Of course, a lot of you guys are going to be saying the same, but whatever the case may be, IBF don't seem to want to play around with Terence Crawford, right? Errol Spence had the IBF title for years and years before he even had to face a mandatory. Terence Crawford went up there and took the belts from Errol Spence Jr. A few months later, IBF strips Terence Crawford before he even has his rematch with Errol Spence Jr. Now, this rematch with Errol Spence Jr. is supposed to be at 154 pounds, so IBF probably took it upon themselves to go ahead and say, you know what, let's keep this division rolling. We don't really like Terence Crawford anyway, from back when he got rid of the belt, from when we tried to force him to face Sergey Lipinets years ago after he became undisputed at 140 pounds. So let's go ahead and keep this division rolling. Let's elevate Jaron Boots Ennis and Terence Crawford, where you can go ahead and do what you do at 154 pounds with Errol Spence Jr. I mean, look, man, I feel like this is kind of what Team Ennis kind of wanted. This is a very good alternate route for them. They ain't got to go through the hardship of facing a guy like Terence Crawford, who's still, in my opinion, in his prime and firing on all cylinders. And, you know, Jaron Boots Ennis, the thing that they have in their favor is that he has time on his side. So now he's elevated to IBF World Welterweight Champion at 26 years old. Now, will things change for Boots Ennis is the question. Will guys line up at the door now that Boots Ennis has something that's kind of valuable, that's worth fighting him for? I don't know. We've seen this in the past where a guy can have a world title and then guys come out and say, well, nobody wants the WB no belt. So things still may or may not change for Jaron Boots Ennis now that he's been elevated to IBF World Champion. Breaking news, right? Yeah, we were just talking about, you know, Jaron Boots Ennis may have to do more to get Crawford in the ring. Actually, they probably had this in their back pocket the whole time. They probably knew, and this was a possibility that we've stated as well, that, you know, they can just sit back and wait, and, you know, this is an alternate route for them, you know, get Crawford stripped, and, you know, we get elevated there, we can kind of jumpstart things, and we can go from there. So, yeah, now they ain't got to deal with the struggle of even dealing with Terence Crawford. Jaron Boots Ennis is now one of the champions at 147 pounds. What's next for Terence Crawford? I don't know. As of right now, he hasn't reacted to this latest news, right? He hasn't reacted to it yet, but we're definitely going to do a live stream tomorrow morning, so be sure to stop in for the live stream, and we're going to talk about this and everything else that's been going on with boxing. But yeah, Jaron Boots Ennis, man, got emailed the IBF world title. I mean, should I say that? I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, but this is just the reality. You know what I'm saying? He got emailed the championship status. You know, he met no resistance in getting this belt, right? Terence Crawford got stripped by default simply because he has a contract obligation with Errol Spence Jr., with this whole little weight thing, 154 pounds, which actually I heard behind the scenes that fight is happening at 154 pounds. So IBF probably say, you know what, we don't really like Bud Crawford anyway. Let's go ahead and strip this belt from him and let Jaron Boots Ennis start to play. So yeah, I don't know, man. We're going to wait to see what Bud says about it. Bud probably don't care too much. You know, IBF seemed to have really had it out for Bud. You know, Errol Spence Jr. kept that IBF strap around his waist for about a good 4 years before he even defended it. You know, I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? But whatever the case may be, we know how sanctioned bodies go. You know, there's politics and play for certain guys. And guys like Terence Crawford, he can't even keep his belt for a whole year before they decide to strip him. So, yeah, that's just what it is. Terence Crawford, bigger and better things now, right? I mean, Boots Ennis, I mean, what Crawford going to do? Go back down to 147 and try to fight Boots to get his belt back? Nah, what is he going to do now? So, yeah, this is probably the play for Team Ennis. You know, they ain't got to deal with the buzzsaw and Terence Crawford. They can kind of sidestep that and continue on with their career. 26 years old, Jaron Boots Ennis got a lot of time on his side. And Terence Crawford, well, he can look on to bigger and better things, and hopefully it plays out for him. But, yeah, be sure to stop in for the live tomorrow. We go talk about it. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.